Level 1. You are 8 years old. Palermo smells like fish and burned things. Your father comes home with broken hands. He never looks anyone in the eye. There is a man on your street named Enzo. He doesn't work, but everyone greets him first. When the landlord came to evict your neighbor, Enzo said 2 words. The landlord never returned. You watch how Enzo stands, how he nods, how he never raises his voice. A bigger kid takes your lunch. You say nothing. That night you can't sleep. Not because you're hungry, because you were weak and everyone saw it. You find a broken bottle in the gutter. You put it in your bag. You walk differently now. Enzo sees you in the street. He looks at you for a long moment, then nods. Once. You feel it in your chest for a week. At 14, Enzo's nephew offers you 50 lire to watch a corner. You say yes before he finishes. 3 hours. Nothing happens. You go home feeling like a man. The jobs get bigger. A package to deliver. A name to remember. Never ask what's inside. Your father sees the money. He asks. You lie. He knows. He says nothing. That silence breaks you. You are 16. You haven't hurt anyone, but you are already inside something you'll never leave. Level 2. You are 19, an associate, useful but unprotected. You run errands and collect small debts. Your first real job. Stand outside a door in the hills. Make sure no one enters. You stand there 2 hours. Through the door, muffled voices. Then silence. Then a sound you'll never forget. The man walks out alone. Hands you an envelope without looking at you. Says, you saw nothing. You open it that night. More money than your father makes in 3 months. You don't sleep. Not from guilt. From the fact that you feel almost nothing at all. You are tested constantly. Not with questions. With situations. You are always being watched. You pass every test. Not because you're ruthless. Because you are patient. Patience looks like loyalty here. After 2 years, Tota says someone important wants to meet you. You press your best shirt with shaking hands. Level 3. A windowless room. 7 men. Candles. Someone pricks your finger. Your blood falls on a saint's image. I enter alive into this organization, and I will leave only in death. You say it. You mean it. You are a made man. The protection is immediate. Men who ignored you now nod first. But when they call, you come. When they give an order, you don't ask why. Soldiers don't ask why. Your first act of violence is against a man who stole from a family racket. You don't kill him, you just make sure he understands what happens if he forgets. Driving home after, you notice your hands are completely steady. That steadiness scares you more than shaking would have. You run a small territory now. Shops pay protection. You keep a percentage. For the first time you are comfortable. You get married. Your wife is beautiful and asks no questions. You love her for both things equally. Level 4. After 6 years, you are given a crew. 10 men. You are responsible for everything they do. Leadership is not power. It is weight. Every mistake your men make is your mistake. One soldier is skimming money. Small amounts. He thinks no one notices. Everyone notices. You give him a chance to confess. He doesn't. You report it. The punishment comes from above, and it is severe. Construction, garbage, extortion, a piece of the heroin coming through the port. Money flows everywhere. Too much visible wealth attracts police. Too little raises suspicion inside. You live precisely in the middle. Police bring you in for questioning twice. You say nothing both times. Silence is the only language here. A rival family moves on your operation. The order from above comes back. Wait. You wait. It costs you face. Your son is born. You hold him and for 4 minutes you think about getting out. Then your phone rings. You answer it. Level 5. You are never given the title. You simply begin to be consulted by the boss, by men older than the organization itself. The consigliere cannot give orders, but when he speaks, orders change. That is quieter power, more durable. You become the man who prevents wars. You listen more than you speak. You find truths both sides can survive. A prosecutor is building a case. You read everything about him, his career, his family, his ambitions. You deliver a recommendation in 3 sentences. The problem resolves itself within the month. You never ask exactly how. You begin to see the organization not as a family but as a machine. You are a component, important but still a component. Your wife asks once if you ever think about confession. You tell her every day. It's the most honest thing you've said in years. You mentor a young captain. You wonder if you're doing him a favor or a tremendous harm. You do it anyway. Level 6. The boss invites you to dinner. 2 hours of conversation about everything except business. Then at the door, 7 words. I need you closer. You understand? You are the underboss. You manage daily operations so the boss can manage politics. 19 crews. Over 200 men. Each with ambitions. Each a potential threat. Your job is to know which before they do. You travel to America twice a year. You sit with men who look like accountants and are worth more than governments. You realize organized crime at this level is indistinguishable from legitimate business. The violence is real but rare. An informant is identified. A man you've known 11 years, who attended your daughter's baptism. You are asked to handle it personally. This is a test disguised as an honor. You handle it. You don't sleep for 4 days. Then you sleep like a stone. You're not sure which frightens you more. Level 7. The boss dies in his garden on a Tuesday. Natural causes. Within 24 hours. 3 people call. It should be you. The captain's vote. Unanimous. You have inherited a loaded gun pointed in every direction. You control ports, construction, agriculture, and the silence of an entire city. Politicians come to you now. Never directly, through intermediaries. Through the language of favors everyone here speaks fluently. You never attend a meeting you call. Never write a message. Never use the same car twice. Paranoia is not a disorder here. It is a skill. War with the Catanaya family. 8 months, 4 of yours. 11 of theirs. You win. You attend no funerals. The DIA opens a file with your name as primary target. You respond by going to the market, walking your dog, visiting your mother on Sundays. Your son wants in. You tell him no in a tone that ends arguments. He never brings it up again. This is the best thing you've ever done for him. You are 51. The most powerful man in Palermo. One of the loneliest people alive. You read a history of Sicily at midnight. You underline one sentence. Sicily does not remember its conquerors. It absorbs them. Level 8. You now represent 12 families. Revenues passing through your structures exceed the GDP of several European nations. The cupola meets monthly. 12 men. You trust some of them partially, none of them completely. Your legal infrastructure is real. Lawyers in 4 cities. Legitimate businesses that pass inspection from anyone not looking hard enough. Europol coordinates with the DIA. A file on you specifically. Your lawyer's assessment. Dangerous but manageable. For now, a boss under your coordination begins talking to prosecutors. The signs are subtle. You watch him for 6 weeks. Patience. Always patience. The cupola authorizes what must be authorized. You say 4 words in a parking garage. The problem ends. You are arrested on a Tuesday. Tax evasion. You say nothing. Released in 72 hours. You go home. You eat dinner with your wife. You sleep. Tomorrow is the same as yesterday. Level 9. A phone call from a man whose face you've seen 3 times in 20 years. 40 seconds. Sicily looks to you now. You don't eat for the rest of the day. You oversee all of Cosa Nostra across the province of Palermo, international narcotics routes, political connections reaching into Rome. On paper, you are a retired agricultural consultant. The gap between that life and your real one is the size of a continent. The anti-mafia judges are building again. New methods, new informants. You respect them. Respecting your adversary is survival. You think about Falcone sometimes, about what he understood in the final seconds on that highway before 500 kilos of explosives ended him. Your health begins to fail, not dramatically, the kind of wearing down that decades of absolute vigilance produce. Your doctor says your heart is working too hard. You almost laugh. You spend a year transferring everything in your mind to the 4 men you trust most, a library before a fire. Level 10. The title doesn't officially exist, and yet, when you enter a room, every man in it goes quiet, not from fear, from recognition. You are the most wanted man in Italy. 47 charges. Underground for 11 years. Surface feels foreign now. You have not walked in open sunlight in 9 years. From underground you run everything. Messages travel through 7 layers. Orders arrive unrecognizable from how you issued them. The organization has never been richer. Distance forced it to become self-sufficient. It no longer needs your presence. It runs because you built it to run. A senator who protected the organization for 20 years begins to waver. You send a message. He stops wavering. You are 67. You have outlived prosecutors, rivals, traitors, and 2 attempts on your life. Cosa Nostra survived everything. It will survive you too. On a cold February morning, they find you. 11 years of hunting, 1 informant, 1 mistake and 1,000 perfect decisions. They come through the door at 5 a.m. You dress slowly. You straighten your collar in the mirror. Through the car window you see Palermo waking up. Fishmongers, priests, children in school uniforms. It looks exactly the same as when you were 8. That night, 30 men in 30 locations receive messages through 30 different channels. The structure holds. The machine runs. In a neighborhood in Palermo, a boy watches a man on a corner, a man who drives a clean car and never raises his voice. The cycle never ends. It never even slows.